listen to this show.
Ooh.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Monday Live Show. Cheryl Snow is here from Las Vegas. Ugly Dave is here from Canada. Matt Kemp back again after yet another HYROX appearance in Dallas, and we have yet another guest coming on shortly. So before we came on, Dave is watching his Instagram, as you do, and he's just looking, and I hear we're going to welcome extra special guest number 2, guest number 4 on the show today. One, Brendan King. Oh, where are you at, Brendan?
I'm here. I'm just, I'm still driving. I'm 1 mile from home, so I didn't want to.
All right. You get to listen.
There's
but you
no
don't...
view.
All right. We can't have the people looking at your head, at your blackness. So we'll just keep on the listen until you're ready. So anyway, Dave, there was a Spanish thing, and you didn't say like, oh, well, I belong to these travel channels, and some of them are Spanish, or I was watching Deca Europe, or Deca Spain, or Deca Mexico. So why are you being weird? And tell me why there was a Spanish guy in your feed.
Well, I didn't say any of those things because all those things would have been a lie.
All right, so what's the truth, damn it? What's the truth, damn it?
Some strange little comedian thing came out with a funny thing where a dude had his head out the van window on a safari, and the driver went to open the door for somebody else. And if you know what a sliding van door does, it slides back, and it bonked dude in the head.
So that's it. So it's comedy
That's
is the
it,
genre.
Man. That's
comedy is the genre of the feed. That's what it was.
Sure.
Safari as in like African safari?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's all.
All right.
Do you not like Spanish people, Matt?
I love Spanish people.
Does that offend you to hear the Spanish language on my phone?
I love Spanish.
You're not sounding like you do. You sound like you're questioning their presence.
I know Spanish people. Some
wonderful
that's people.
What they all. First thing I'm some of my best friends.
A lot of Spanish friends. Some great hombres. Got to build a wall. Got to get one for the Canadians too. Now they're sneaking down from Canada.
Well, yeah, it's that time of year.
I just got my son to laugh. That's a victory. River, was that you? Fucking score. Hey, River, 6-7. No. Anyway, so I love the Spanish. I'm eating some tacos right now with some salsa verde. And when you're talking to your friend and you hear their phone and you're like, oh, they're clearly that's an Instagram video, or as some guys do. Cheryl, do the ladies do this? Someone's in the can next to you and just blasting whatever channels they're watching on YouTube or Instagram. Did you get that?
Listen, we girls are. You don't even act like there's another person there. Like we do nothing to put attention to ourselves.
Well, I know that like you don't let your significant others know. Like, I don't think my wife goes number 2. That's fine, right? I have no clue if she does or she doesn't. But like with each other, you're not.
Absolutely. That's even worse. Yeah, no, that's even worse. No, we would never do that.
Okay.
And I have a serious problem with, like, my husband will just watch stories with his sound on, and I have no idea why he thinks that's okay when I'm in the room. You
should tell him. My wife will get a death stare. She's like, oh, sorry. And she turns it down because she knows I'll beat her if she doesn't straighten it out. I go to a lot of co-working places, a lot of coffee shops. And what I find is people have this little thing on their phone that goes, ding. And I let the first one go, right? And then a series of dings go. And what I found is that they don't realize it. It's not that they are like being some dick. I go, hey, is that your phone? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Like they have their buds in and they think they're listening to it through that, I guess, or they're just so used to it. I think if anybody knows me, knows I'm a man of 0 notifications. Okay. Like I can never have my phone like that. It's always on silent or vibrate. I don't know how people, I got a new Amaze Fit and it's connected and I'm so annoyed because the fucking phone rings and I know people love that. I hate it. Anyway, but yes, people often in stores will have complete conversations on FaceTime really loudly. And it is a sometimes often selfish and entitled world that, like, do you think we want to hear this conversation?
And the answer is always no. Just for those of you who may not know the answer, we never, ever want to hear the conversation.
Right. Like you're walking past me because you're walking. That's fine. You want to be an adult, going for a walk. But in a store it is never allowed. But no, there's a lot of this going on. An awful lot of this.
Yeah.
Okay, two things. One, in fairness, aren't we just realistically publicly putting our telephone conversation out to the world to listen to? And then two, why do people do that with the phone? I don't understand that one. Like this, they go here. Why do you do this? Why do you have it on speakerphone and hold it 3 feet, like they know maybe 6 inches from your face? I don't get that.
To me, it's like it's a power move if you were yelling, like, "Hey, motherfucker! I said sell at 27.5. I've lost millions." People have to choose. People have to select the button to hear this conversation, Dave. People have to hit.
I'm just saying. Maybe they're having entertaining conversations that we want to listen to.
Well, I appreciate your friendly Canadian take, but I disagree.
Yeah.
So we're here to start the show. This is Thanksgiving week, everybody. So
Not for Dave.
Not for Dave.
Dave's been there, done that. He's going to do nothing this week.
I am currently living in the past or the future, one or the other.
He's living
from the future where Thanksgiving has already happened.
No turkey for Dave.
No.
Where was I going with this?
Thanksgiving
week. And something about Thanksgiving I was going to say that I forgot. But we want to talk about HYROX Dallas, the largest, most well-attended United States. We just had one last week in Chicago. Guess what? Dallas beats it on a 3-day wacky weekend. And we're here. We've got Matt Kemp here. And we've also got Brendan, who I might let back in. Brendan on a car phone.
Still just a B.
Just a big giant B for BK.
Hi, Brendan.
Hello, I'm running upstairs right now, so I'll be there in just a second.
Listen, Brendan, no rush. There's no pressure. We don't want you to do anything you're uncomfortable with. That's how I begin every date. Hey, whatever you want to do is fine. Whatever you don't want to do is fine too.
If you want to talk on your phone in public.
If you want to do that, that's fine. That's not true. Cheryl, we didn't have phones in public back when I was dating. I mean, we had phones, but most people weren't having a smartphone. So there wasn't any of that.
No.
It was just a little flip thing.
If you had a mobile phone, it was a status symbol, right? Like then you wanted to show it off.
Well, in the early days, yeah, it was only doctors and lawyers, right? And then it was you had to be pretty fancy.
Yes.
Or a tow truck driver?
Yeah.
Yeah, the phone in the car was that was like a fancy thing to have.
Our phone, yeah. A different number, right? So
as the son of a doctor, we had one of those and I did feel very cool.
Well,
show the girls that.
Well, Brendan, we already know how entitled you are. Brendan dared to say on a post, "Hey, if race is expensive, maybe you want to volunteer. That's a cheap way to do it." And was met with, "How dare you, privileged man? I have no time to volunteer. You are so privileged."
I'll defend. I've head judged on Sunday after my race, and I'll say I think I always do a little rant about how we need more volunteers and more judges, right? I'll keep it short and concise. I thought about this before I came here, so I can not go on a rant. And I was like, the way I look at it is I understand it's not feasible for everybody, but if you've done, say, 8-10 HYROX races, and you haven't seriously considered volunteering at one and put some real effort into it, whatever real effort might be to you, you probably know what that means or not, then you're not helping the community as much as you probably could be.
I have a judging rant too after Matt's judging rant.
I'm done. That's it. I'll keep it there.
Oh, I want to hear Dave's now.
Because and this is so I was talking to someone today, and I'm not going to mention it because I never told them I would say this publicly. But if your judge gives you no reps, it's likely because you did fucking no reps. Don't be a douche. Don't be an asshole. Accept it and move on and be thankful that you had somebody volunteer to be your judge so that you could run your sport. Now,
they
if it's
didn't
really
show
egregious,
up to ruin your day.
That's right. If it's really egregious and you know the judge is making a mistake, great. Race under protest. Do what you got to do. But don't give that person a hard time.
Did anybody give you a hard time, Dave, this week?
No, I said it was just somebody was giving
me a hard time.
There were I saw a lot of posts this weekend of people posting, "Can you believe what this judge has done to me? Look at this, just this terrible injustice," right? And it was either wall balls or sled pull or whatever, but they're just calling out the judge and showing who the judge is. And a lot of people in the comments coming to the defense of the judge saying, "Look, I know this guy, he knows what he's doing." But it is kind of interesting that feel so generally wronged. I was like,
Brendan has joined us from, I believe, Area 51.
yeah, look at that. He's in his bunker.
Now, I happen to know you do, in fact, have some kind of secret job that you can't talk about, right?
That is correct.
So why does your house look like wherever it is that you possibly go to work?
Because I am not allowed to have any screen visibility. So I have shutters on my windows. I have a locked door.
Your microphone is not on, by the way.
Oh,
This is the Cheryl Snow trick of I have a mic, but it's not on.
Matt, you can hear me though?
I hear you, but I hear the
Yes, sir.
room, and I know what the room sounds like. I'm a professional listener.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the difference. I was like,
You will in a moment when he sounds super fucking clear. You'll be like, oh wow.
Well, okay.
More concerned about the content of his voice rather than the sound of it.
How about this?
There you go.
Oh, now he's better than all of us.
Your Honor, I rest my case.
Yeah.
Thank
Nice
you.
job.
You're very
Yeah,
welcome.
so I have multiple computers. I have this place is a mini Fort Knox.
And why are you so entitled that you volunteer at so many races?
Because I'm a cheapskate. And I like racing, so I gotta find the medium.
Brendan, you famously flew to Atlanta, took a MARTA up, volunteered, raced, took a MARTA back, and went home all in the same day. Is that correct?
That is correct.
What's a MARTA?
It's our form of public transport.
Oh, okay.
To a bus?
It was a tram or a trolley or a
train,
subway.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would call it
A
a tram
rail
or a train.
It was a rail car.
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
Some underground, some overground. Nobody takes the train in Atlanta except kind of to and from the airport, other than working folks that need it and that don't have cars. But we're not a very. But you rode it too, Matt, right? You rode it up to your hotel? Or did you guys Uber?
I got a ride
Okay.
from a friend.
Okay. Because you can in fact Uber to the GWCC. By the way, they've renamed that stop, guys, since you were last here. So don't be too confused. We're trying to move up. So you know how they do that. So I may have said this before, but every time I would visit Stacy, or Stacy and I would go to San Francisco, and you would drive by the sign for the exit, it would say like AT&T Park. Then the next time it was Pac Bell Park. Then the next time it was Monster Park, right? And like that. And so Atlanta has this station that was Dome, Georgia World Congress Center, CNN Center, Stadium, right? And those all kept changing. And so now we're finally moving up, and now it is the like Southeastern Communication or Entertainment District or something. So we'll see if it catches on, guys. You know they try to do that, but sometimes it never catches on.
You like the Boston Convention Center. You are very
talk about that.
You were like, why did they change the name? And I was like, I think it's the new legal name.
I want to know if if the people in Boston call it the BCEC or the Thomas Marino, because I was giving Deck a hard time saying somebody was lazy and didn't actually look up the name, and then chat agreed with me, and Matt said, actually, if you put it in Google, it does come up as Thomas Menino. Like, that is the name of the place now. I'm like, yeah, but I don't think the common people use it. And then we kind of went back and forth. And then you said something very, very prescient. You said, well, chat agrees with you all the time. I'm like, oh, you're right. It does. So maybe I have to ask a different way. So Boston people, do you call it that or not? So for example, here, all the concerts were at a place called Lakewood Amphitheater, right? That's where it is, and that's where it was. They changed it to Hi-Fi Buys. It was Hi-Fi Buys for 20 years. No one once said Hi-Fi Buys. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was always Lakewood. Where's the show? See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So do you have that in Vegas, Cheryl?
I'm trying to think. No.
New York, you have to have that. Okay, what do you have, Brendan? What can you give us?
Staples Center.
Perfect.
It's been crypto for like 3 years now, and we still say Staples Center.
Where are you heading? Oh, it's down the Staples Center tonight. Did you see Madonna last week?
And then you catch yourself and you're like, oh, wait, it's crypto now. Like it's got
Well, and
that
it's going
point.
to get worse because, as we know, crypto.com already went under. So when it becomes something else, unless it staples again, it'll be like, no, well, now it's staples forever. So perfect example.
Staples doesn't need to do it again. They're getting free marketing out of it without doing it.
Yeah.
So they invested their money for the long term.
So I want to know, for the people in Boston, I want to know if anybody calls it Thomas Bonino or if it's just BCEC. And if
You
it is, I
cannot
take it
trust
back.
that GTP. You can't trust it.
Well, I can't. You can't.
No, it still says HYROX stands for Hybrid Rockstar, so you cannot trust it.
That's going to be your baseline for everything, right? If they never change that, you're never going to believe
I
them
will
about
not trust
anything else.
anything it says.
I think we all need to have that.
Because on chat, I told Matt, he was like, look, it agrees with me. I was like, let me ask chat, and then it gave me a different answer. And I was like, see, it agrees with you because it knows you. And it gives me.
But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Chat is still amazing.
Chat is a people pleasing core.
It really is. It really is.
In the creepiest way.
I will ask unlogged in on a incognito window sometimes just to kind of see where it's at. But it also the cheap version is also so much worse than the paid version that's hard to do. So let's get back to Chicago, Dallas, the most well attended. Matt, I think you told me you did 30. You need to fix high result, which says you've done like 15.
What? How many? I've done 15.
I thought you did 30.
No, I've done. This was number 16.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's right.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Lauren Rentala that did 30.
Oh, okay. I was like, I haven't done 30. I've done 16 is a good number for me. I think we're there.
Brendan, what number was this for you, Brendan?
This was 4. So I did the relay with you guys, and then I did a doubles, and then I've done 2 solos now.
So which cities have you been to?
I did Chicago relay, I did Vegas doubles, I did Atlanta solo, and I did Dallas solo, and I will be at Anaheim, Vegas, and Phoenix.
Let's fucking go. West Coast tour, baby. Let's go. So
you doing
what
singles there, Brendan?
I'm doing singles for sure. I'm available for doubles. I think with my new time, I can be a considerable
asset
to a doubles team now.
So let's talk about, from your perspective, what the weekend. How much time did you spend there this weekend, Brendan?
I arrived Thursday night, and then I was pretty much at the venue Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, good. So as someone that did that and volunteered, give us the overall, like, what did you, I don't know, what felt different or new, or what did you notice this time?
The bridge, it was my first experience with the bridge. I heard you guys talk about it. It was really good. The part that was weird though was on Saturday, they switched the tubes. They have like those blow up tubes that say entry exit. They switched them on Saturday from Sunday. So I actually had a little banter with the guards because they have entry and exit on both points. And it's like, well, you can't enter and exit from the same side. But other than that, trying to figure out which side you had to go up.
Can you stand still on a moving train, Brendan?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So you can't, what is it? You can't enter.
So on Friday, you enter the venue, right? And so they had an entry pole on both sides, the up and the down. And they had an exit pole on the up and down of the one that you needed to leave the venue on. The next morning, each side had an entry and exit. So you had to enter the entry and exit the entry. Which I was like, that doesn't make sense. Because I went to the exit and like, oh, no, you leave through that side. I said, but that side says entry. And they're like, well, yeah, that's where you enter the exit. And this is where you exit the entry. And I went, yesterday, these were not here. They both said entry and they both said exit. And they were like, well, this is what they told us to do. And I went, I'm just letting you know that it's confusing. So other than that, the bridge was great. I have been the volunteer that has been like the traffic guy when they do the Y split. And although it does work, it was really nice to not have to change your lap distance. I know it's minimal, but when you're the guy and you're seeing the guy, you're looking at the person with the sign and you see in their eyes that they're about to do it. And you're like, no, I'm going to get the inside track. So bridge was really cool. Again, it was my first experience with that. When the map came out, I will admit I was a little concerned about the station order because the other 3 races I've done were pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 in a clockwise direction, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a counterclockwise position. And so this one was like 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 8, 8, 2, 3, 7, 6. It was really bizarre.
Well, I have a question about that. Did you have people spectating? Like, were they having to pop back and forth all the time because of that?
Yes.
I spectated Matt.
Yes.
And I had to do all of that. I had no spectators at this particular.
And I did not tell them that they were going to be on this show until like late Sunday. So this is not because that, just so people know. This is
we've chatted before this. Yes.
That's right.
Just because Brendan is a loving, giving guy.
Great guy. Great pictures. Great videos.
Nice. But yeah, it was a lot of work.
So real quick, to caveat that, my favorite part of the entire event, other than my race, was the wave 1 of mixed doubles, because it had Matt and his partner, it had Dustin Needham and his partner, it had Chris Roglowski and her partner, and it had Bracken Cracker.
Yeah.
And it was like, and they were all in the same wave. I'm gonna go run around like a madman. I was singing Aladdin the whole time. I was like, one jump ahead of the skier, like, because I would film them. I'd get each of them doing it for like 10 to 15 seconds, and then I would try to leave when they were like probably the 300-meter mark. I'd leave to get to the next station because everyone else was still there watching their friends at Ski Erg. And then I would, same thing, I'd do like one length of the sled pull and I'd be gone and I'd be at the next one.
Welcome to being a content creator. You got to be ahead of the. I've gotten to the point now where I don't even fucking bother with the ski erg. I'm like, fuck it. I'm getting a good spot on the push.
Yeah. And for like, other than sandbag and farmer's carry, nothing was in the same area twice. So yeah, every station you were completely cross traffic.
It wasn't good for like, I watched a friend from the gyms here when I was in New York, and he raced at like noon on Saturday, and it was almost like it felt like you were walking around like a sunflower type of shape of the rock zone. But I thought, like, ideally when I first got there, I was like, oh, this is actually gonna be a really fast rock zone because it's so condensed in the middle. But it wasn't.
It's like a central hallway and then little rooms off the center.
You had to go around it. Like, they had the medical tent in the water in the middle. So you had to get to like the lunges and the farmer's carry, you had to make like a U-turn in the rock zone to get around. You couldn't cut across, which I thought, from where I saw it at first, I didn't put that together. So when we got on the course, I was like, oh, we can run right. I was like, oh, you can't run right through that. Which wasn't like,
right, because on the map it was just squares.
They
just have like a plus square and a water square.
The China map, which I put dragons on because it was so funny to me. Like, that's
the hourglass.
That's the run track. Like, literally, look at the bottom. You're making a hard right. I mean, that is just nuts.
Not easy.
Anyhow.
Where's the fast lane going to be on that one?
Yeah, so that was another comment. I felt like the fast lane was way too thin.
It wasn't wide enough. It was barely wide enough for me and my partner at the same time.
You shoulder to shoulder was near impossible. And I pretty much spent my entire run in the fast lane. I know you're not supposed to do that, but they said in the tent, if you are physically passing someone, you may be in that lane. And I was running a 355-ish kilometer the entire time, and so I was constantly passing people. And so I lived in that, and I was there alone.
Age group world champion? You run 355 kilometers? Oh, hang on, here he comes. Dun 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 dun. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Hold that up to the camera. Hold that up to the camera, the secret camera. You got to hold closer, much closer.
Yeah, we can't see what it is.
So this says second place, men's age group, 25 to 29, 2018 U.S. National Series. Oh, back when there were good racers too. So
yeah,
back when they had trophies that actually had information on them.
You're not some 2025 slouch. 2018. Those are the real days.
Thank you.
Golden years.
You're fast, dude. You should be doing HYROX.
I'm dabbling in it. I'm gonna play around.
So what took you so long to get your like good PR here? What was going wrong before?
Well, I mean, in Atlanta, I ran the entire thing in zone 2 just to find out if I could actually do it. I think my average splits on that was like 436, 435, something like that. And I've never actually been a speed guy. I was more of the endurance. I have a 50-mile solid background. I have a 50K solid background. The Beast was, in Spartan, the Beast and Ultra were the only things I really ever did well in. And it was because I couldn't run a 6-minute mile the whole time, but I could run a 7:30 for 12 to 30 miles. And it was a war of attrition at that point, and I was good at winning those. So I've actually, in the last 6 months, I've been doing track workouts with a group of guys here in town that I kind of fell into. And they're like, oh, every Sunday we meet at 6:45 at the local high school and we do speed drills. And I went, all right, that sounds perfect. So I've been doing that. And then obviously a lot of strength things. So before I started my HYROX training block, I was 132 pounds and healthily slightly underweight. And I'm now 144 after my weigh-in on Friday.
Excuse me, while I say for 90% of listeners, go fuck yourself.
I know. And I mean, if you see my photo, yeah, I get all the jokes. Which relative was in the Holocaust? You don't need X-rays.
What are you doing, man?
This is what I'm doing. I've gotten that so many times you would not believe.
I didn't know that was a joke to be made.
That doesn't sound like a joke to me.
Look, Matt only makes fun of the Spanish, okay?
Listen, I'm envious, okay? I'm envious of people with eating disorders where they don't eat. I have the other way. So
you should maybe stick to making fun of the Spanish. That was a bad one.
We have lost every single person by now.
Everybody, you're fine, right?
Holocaust.
Say something about women.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, it's even worse when you have your HYROX set.
Dude, I lost my mind the first time I saw that. The first time I saw that, I really double took. And I was like, do they not?
This is a German brand writing numbers
German
on
company.
people's wrists.
What are they fucking doing? And I still feel weird when they do it. My ancestors are like, "What's going on? What are you doing?"
Can we do the palm or the?
Well, remember the one race they just wrote it on the
wristband,
which makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a little bit longer, right? Because it's a small thing, but man. But how tall are you, Brendan?
I am 5'11 3/4.
Jesus Christ. So you and I are practically the same height and have a 40-pound difference? I mean, that's massive.
144. Well, I weigh on Friday. So on Friday I was 144 and then I raced. So I might be a little less, but
okay.
Yeah,
what's the most you've ever weighed?
144.
What you weigh right now?
Yeah, this is the heaviest I've ever been.
And are you someone that counts calories and macros, or you just have good metabolism?
Nope. Well, again, so my dad's a doctor, and I was raised with a very, not strict, but like a strict mindset on what you put in is what you get out. And so I've always enjoyed cooking, and I've always, my daughter and I go out to eat about twice a month, and it's usually for a special occasion. So we cook home cooked meals, we do lean meats, and we love vegetables. And so it's just kind of it's an accidental lifestyle thing where it's just the way I was raised, and I've kept it up.
But you've packed on muscle since you started getting ready for this.
Yeah. So in October, I did the Squat-tober challenge by pen and paper strength thing. And that was like the first serious program that I've ever been involved in, and I gained 3.5 pounds just in the month of October doing that. And that's it's a squat based program, but it involves other weight training things. In fact, I did farmers carry unbroken this weekend for the first time, which was awesome.
Let's go.
A lot of forearm and farmers carry were involved in that. A lot of back work. So my pulls.
And is this pro or open?
I'm doing open right now.
Okay.
I am playing with pro weight at my current gym. They are a HYROX affiliate. They have all the equipment there, so I'm getting there. What's funny is I can do the lunges. I can do quite a few lunges with the sandbag, but I can't pick it up yet. Like someone physically has to put it on me, and then I can do the lunges.
So what if I was your coach and I go, hey, not for nothing, but let's just throw 8 more pounds on. Let's just gain to 8 more pounds before you move to pro weights. What would you say to that?
That's my goal.
Okay.
That's probably a very difficult goal for him.
Yeah, if you've been that way the whole
That's
time,
not going to be an easy thing to do. 8 pounds of
Well,
muscle.
I would like to invite you to hang out with me and my children for about 2 weeks, and you'll probably get half of it. Actually, I've learned it takes a while. Your body, it takes a while to catch up.
Well, and so again, with my back, a lot of the lifestyle change from last year to this year for me, again, like I ran 5 50-milers last year alone. So I would put on just enough weight that my body could eat it in a 10-hour period on a 50-mile run. And now that I'm not the longest I've ran in the calendar year 2025 has been 11 miles in like one go. So just a significant drop of mileage with my otherwise normal strength training and eating has allowed me to progress on that.
Because you've done so well, did Spartan make a horrible AI coal mining version of you as a Spartan badass? Because I nominate you.
I sure wish that would have been awesome, but no, I did not.
You're going to say, Matt, we've had this conversation 10 times, but I had no idea that you were so accomplished. Is this what you say to me? You've told me this 10 times?
No, I don't like bragging about it. It's one of those, like, when you think you're the coolest person in the room, it's better to let someone else ask you, and I never bring it up. Like, so Matt and I volunteered together on Saturday or on Sunday, and the lady went around and asked every person in our group if they PR'd yesterday except me, and then I just let it go because I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, and they were all like, yeah, I PR'd by 45 seconds. And I was like, well, I PR'd by over 7 minutes.
Well, the guy above you, right, and the lady to your right are going to tell you it was a fast course. You don't listen to them. You're good. You got a PR because you earned
not
it.
a 7-minute fast course. Like
Brendan, whatever you got, Matt Kemp. Let's move over to you here. Matt Kemp in the center square. Did you PR?
Well, did mixed doubles. So
Okay.
it was the first time I've done like a competitive doubles.
Okay.
So it was a PR, but I wouldn't say the other one.
Matt Putin is very hurt right now, but okay.
Not that it wasn't like it was his first HYROX. And we were kind of had like a different pace. Like this one, we were like trying to podium kind of idea. So we had my friend Vivian. She goes to Training Lab in New York. Shout out to Training Lab. You know the Training Lab folks. And we ran a 101.58, which we were pretty happy about. I feel like we still could be a little bit faster, but we were like 10th in our age group. There were 316 teams in our age group.
Wow.
A lot of, there was so many teams. When like I looked at the start lists, I was like, I think there were like 1,500 something teams in mixed doubles in total.
Brendan could tell you exactly how many were in mixed doubles.
Well, that's how many I saw like at the registration or whatnot. You know, on the start list, and then I know some people get added in from people who didn't personalize, and then some people don't show up. So who knows where it actually fell? I don't know where it fell, but Brendan knows where it fell. Yeah, so I had a good race. So yes, PR by a few minutes. About 12 minutes compared to any other doubles race I've done, but this is the first one where we expected that. So.
Wow.
So
Nice.
who PR'd by 7
There were
minutes?
exactly 1,500 mixed doubles teams.
Good heavens.
Busy course.
Brendan, by the way, for those that don't know, is the HFM stat person and helps with all anytime I post stuff about attendance and that kind of stuff and the trends and what's going on with the sport. So did we ever decide why High Result has 3 or 4 different than we do? Do they update it like a week later with a couple more they found? Like, oh, we found this under the carpet. We found another result. Like,
well, for example, like Dallas specifically. So we have like from the HYROX website, they have 15,155. High Result has like 43 more people.
Right.
So but I do believe we do not track a couple things that they do, which include the
adaptive
athletes. And then sometimes there's weird, like, especially in the APEC area, they usually have like a charity like section.
Yeah, but adaptive is only a couple though. I mean,
yeah,
it used to be even smaller.
They had like 16. They had 16.
But sometimes it's 3, right? So that's not really it. But they just, for some reason, but they also, I guess it's in their scraping and how they pull it, because like if you go to, I went to HYROX Dallas mixed doubles, and the first 2 times that come up are like longer than the others, and so it's like, did those later get pulled or something? And from
or they could even just be saying, here's how many registered. Like, we check finished results.
No, they don't put registered, because the registered would be way more. It'd be way more. It'd be another 10 to 15%, maybe even higher. So we know it's not that. But yeah, I don't know where they're pulling it from or what their scraping rules are. But we
can do a chat GTP code and just say, hey, look at all the names in this list and compare them to all the names.
Yeah,
in this
good luck
list
with that. Good luck. You would never get that much data into chat. It would be so wrong so many times.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I always check the reason I check it is if I'm within like 5%, then I know that, okay, we're reasonable. But for example, we had one, I think it was the Dublin one, No, it was Mexico City. Mexico City, the HYROX page had that they had all these women doubles teams, and then I went to High Result and it was like half, and then I went back to HYROX and turns out that all their numbering was wrong, and so I had to like divide it by 2, and so but I was off by we were like 12% off on the total population, so it was like, oh, well, let me go double check things. So I went line by line by line, and oh, okay, there's twice as many women's teams. There it is.
So Matt, did you feel like, oh, I could have done a singles race too this weekend? I wish I could have, or seeing people get fast times, or
I don't know. I think doubles is where I was focused on doing doubles and working with my team partner for this one on like we had this like circled on the calendar for a while, so I wanted to just focus on one thing at a time. I don't know if I'd like the double race weekend thing. I've done it a couple of times. I still owe you a race, Davis. I know we have to do one together, and I'll probably do that if we get to do one. But yeah, I think for me, like doing 2 races in a weekend, it's a lot. And I feel like it definitely didn't help my like long-term health at times. I did like 2 or 3 of those in the spring. So I think right now I'm planning to only do 1. I won't like kind of preemptively do sign up for two too often anymore. Or maybe just like very rare exceptions. But 1 race was good this weekend. Felt pretty good. I think my heart rate was like average like 163 or 165 for that hour plus. So
well, what if you got like the good like over 24-hour break, because these weekends are getting so big, like you raced on Friday and Sunday, like
yeah, it's like they had the men's pro on a Friday, and I was like, oh, like that's an interesting, might be like a good idea maybe if I wanted to do like that and then doubles on Sunday or something like that. But yeah, I don't know if it worked out that way. I think men's doubles was also on. I can't remember when men's doubles was, because it wasn't on, men's doubles pro was on Sunday, but I don't know when men's doubles open was. Now I remember thinking about it. Maybe it was on Saturday. Either way. So yeah, it's like, that's one thing. It's kind of like hard to like. They're kind of switching up how they do the weekends, which is interesting. And I actually kind of like that, because doing men's pro and it always being Sunday at 7 p.m. I was like, oh, this is kind of. Sometimes it's nice because then I know like, okay, I go into like booking rooms or flights early in advance and like kind of getting everything set before even like putting things on hold before they put it for sale. But the just like Sunday at 7 p.m. sometimes is not how I want to race all the time. That Friday midday would be nice. So I'm definitely looking forward to kind of trying to find one of those. Maybe, I don't know, I'm probably going to do DC next and then see, but I think for now, 1 race for a weekend. Is a good focus.
Well, listen,
did you see that Chris did 3?
Yeah.
that was crazy.
And it's probably combined, 3 hours, 5 minutes between all 3 of them.
And then takes a plane to an ultra next weekend. So yeah.
Well, Matt, you could potentially qualify for Worlds at DC in the open weights. So it's going to feel like a breeze to you, right? Because you've been racing pro so long now, right?
That's what they say. Yeah, that's not how it works, I don't think. I have
it's not?
No, I'm doing Anaheim in a couple weeks. Like, I'm really hoping to, qualify in open, but I think I have a better chance in doubles, or in solo, and I have a better chance in doubles. But solo is tough. It's like, I wonder how many. This is one thing I really do have to burn. I'm like, can they just get like a little bit faster on getting the website updated with the amount of spots for Worlds? Like, it's at the venue, and then like someone was like, oh, it's posted to the venue, and I'm like, well, then I went on my phone. I was like, I wasn't in transfer anyway, but a couple I was with, they were in the 50-54 age group. They were looking to see if they qualify for doubles. We were like, went out for drinks, and like they ended up falling like a little bit further down. So we were like, we're thinking maybe we'll have to go back at some point for the podium. But yeah, it's not on the website until like after the race is over, which is annoying. But that's what it is.
Well, yeah, because it feels like there's a pretty easy line of there's 1, there's none, or there's 2, right? And so you don't need to wait for the no-shows point. It's like, all right, well, there's 10,000, so it's only first.
Yeah.
Except for the 70-year-olds where it's 0 because there's not enough, right? Or whatever they do. And then once in a while there's 2, right?
Yeah, I think there were 2 in my age group last weekend in Chicago. There were a bunch of the doubles age groups had 2. And then I'm guessing Dallas is probably going to be similar if they had even more. Because the whole thing they said was last year was 2%, and then now they said it's going to be half of that. So it should be like top 1%. So if you have 300 teams, you'd say maybe 3 teams, but probably 2, because there are going to be some races that probably don't have 100 teams in the age group, some of the newer locations. And
Dave, we've talked about what percentage we think travel, and you think it's higher than I do. I wonder how far roll downs get, right? Because later in the year, you might you might finish third, or even fourth, but that couple that loves to race every weekend, that guy and gal or those two guys or whoever, right? It's like, well, they've qualified and they keep showing up because they love to win. But that gets rolled. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know it's not DECA roll downs, but I wonder how far later in the year, how easier it might get.
I think it's definitely a bit. I think like New York had like 3 spots or 4 spots, and I think like I saw some people who were like 6th or 7th get them because there say 2 or 3 people ahead of them that qualified for Worlds.
Well, some people just don't want it. Some people are like, I can't go, or
I
hadn't planned to go. I just came to run this one.
I feel like everybody wants to go. That's why they fucking do it.
I think that's the majority, but I think there's
like maybe the first couple years,
maybe
the first couple years there was some like accidental they told me I qualified, but who cares,
There are people who don't care.
Yeah,
that win.
Yeah,
not win, but like top 3. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Yep. They're like, oh, this was nice, and then they're just doing it for fun. One of my friends was in doubles who her partner has a visa issue. So she's not going to be able to go. So they
just tell her to get a MasterCard. What's the problem?
Yeah. Well, just straight finances. Like it's a very expensive proposition to go to Worlds. So a lot of people who qualify are like, this was my A race. I can't go to Worlds because I can't afford it.
Right. Yeah.
$2,000 on the commitment more.
Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you already book your hotel, Cheryl? Did we talk about this for Sweden?
Just in case. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Just in case.
I should probably start.
Also, the Midsummer Festival, which is like the big thing in Sweden, summer solstice that weekend.
Right. I thought it was going to be expensive. It's the least expensive hotel room I've booked in a long time. Wow. So I don't know if I just got in on it early or not, but there were still hotel rooms when I booked them.
When I was in Germany, the hotel was expensive, but food was surprisingly not expensive. Like I was treating myself and I was like, this is not bad at all. This was like, I would pay 60 kind of anywhere else, and this is only 40 kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And like coffee, like everything seemed like I just expect everything to always be a lot, but it's not. Certain cities are a lot. Chicago's a lot. New York is a lot. Chicago's a lot, but not every city's a lot.
Right. I don't know. Are there what do we even eat in Sweden? I don't even know. Meatballs?
Everything. I'm gonna eat everything.
Little fish.
How offended are they? Do you think they like IKEA meatballs, or do they think are they like proud of them, or do they?
Or is it like China where they don't actually have fortune cookies there, right? Like, is it one of those things where it's like totally made up?
So I worked the UTMB Kodiak race last month, and I was partnered. We were sweeping, and I was partnered with a guy from Sweden, and he was very proud of both IKEA and their meatballs, and the term smorgasbord is like they actually do that, but a smorgasbord is specifically if they have sandwiches, but they almost always accompany the sandwich with Swedish meatballs. And so if you invite someone to your house for a smorgasbord and those two things are not there, it's just a feast. It's part of the definition of smorgasbord.
Like all rectangles, all squares are rectangles. Not all rectangles are squares.
My favorite analogy.
Is there a Swedish chef involved in every case? Because
my favorite analogy.
But yeah, so that was one of the things we just randomly started talking, and he went on that rant. And IKEA is the acronym of the gentleman's initials and the location of the first store. It's literally just like I and K are his initials, and E and A, it would be like California being CA or New York being NY. And so it's just his name and location. It's an address.
So when you're not being so selfish and bougie and volunteering at HYROX's, you're also volunteering your time at that race, or was that a paid position?
No, that was I have a now 50K entry to UTMB next year.
Let's go.
Nice.
If I do another one, I can get a 100-miler, but I will probably stick with because the way they do it, it's total hours. So you can stack volunteer shifts, and then they bank them. So it's like if you want to run a 100-mile, you need 20 plus hours. If you want to run a 50-miler or 50K, it's between 6 and 11 hours. And if you want to run anything less than that, it's 0 to 6 hours.
So is this a plus do something else in the series, or you can make it on just volunteering hours?
I did it just on volunteering. Like I'm already registered. Like as soon as I left,
who's gonna crew you over there?
It's a 50K. I mean, I don't need it.
I just thought it was so. I thought it was so arduous over there that you had to do it. Had to get crew.
Nope.
So you're like the Marcus Wallace of volunteer free race credit. You know, he's Mr. Credit Card guy. Like he knows how to stack up the points. And if we want free race credits, you're the man we go to.
Yeah, and again, I mean, Matt knows I've been a big proponent of it for years. I started, the very second Spartan race I ever did. I paid for my first Spartan race, and it was at that race that someone was like, "Oh, if you volunteer, you get a free code." I never paid for a Spartan race since then.
Wow.
Like the moment I learned that, I went, I'm already here. I'm already like hanging out with my friends. Like I might as well hand water to people or stand at Overwall and tell someone they can do it or clean up trash. Like there's so many things. And then even in the trail community, they're even better at it. Like you work
Those spotting over walls, those some of the best walls that built by wonderful people. You say, listen, I know you can't get over it. I'm going to give you a hand. I'm going to give you a boost. I'm going to put my hand right here. Please don't cancel me.
I'm probably who's the guy that has all the children? I'm probably like that of race husbands because I've touched so many. I probably just have an unknown list of race wives
of butts that you touched. I want to share.
To help.
I want to share this exciting. Thing. Where'd it go? Look at this beautiful thing. Which I don't know what race it started.
Yeah,
but this is so sweet. This is now available in the app, right? You just press my result.
Yeah, there's like a certificate or recap or something. Like you click
certificate, yeah.
And it used to just say like your time in the city.
Like,
now it shows this very sweet IG ready thing. So good job.
And the one that you were just mentioning is there too. You can literally just hit when you're on the website or in the app, you can hit an arrow and it goes up to like a girl pushing a sled and it just says Brendan King 10722. Like it's generic, or you can hit the arrow and that one comes up and it's each split. So they still have that old one.
I don't know when that started coming in, but anyway, they did very, very quietly. They did redo the app. Last time they did it, it didn't work and we all went bananas. But now it looks just like it did back then, those many months ago, but they got it right this time. But they're still using Mika, to my understanding. They're still using Mika, but they just rewrapped it and want to figure out. They really don't want to have Mika. My sources say they hate being tied to Mika because, hey, how much money could we save if we just did it ourselves? But they haven't mastered it yet. That's my.
That's a lot.
That's always the best theory, right? Do a job well and then find out how to do it cheaper.
No, that's the Joe. That's the Joe theory.
That's just the one you just described.
Yeah, but come on, dude. If you're gonna put on 100 races a year, I don't think it's bad to figure out how to do it on the ends like yourself. I don't think it's horrible.
Am I the only person that doesn't have the HYROX app? I don't think I've.
I don't have it.
I don't use the app either. I just go to HYROX on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
The layout is like they've kind of redone
the mobile version of the website.
Yeah, that's what I should be saying. Am I saying the app?
Mobile. Yeah.
Yeah, you said app, and I'm kind of like, geez, what am I missing?
I was born in the 70s, guys. To me, everything that's on the phone is an app. What can I tell you?
Okay. All right.
Or get at Chili's or Applebee's before the main course. Hey, what do they got for the apps? They got these fucking new nachos, man. You got to fucking try them.
Okay. Can we talk about the wavy carpets? Did you guys have any issues with that?
I did not. I don't know. But some people said it was a little tougher. I didn't have any issues.
I saw some videos and stuff. I heard a few.
They were alarming to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm assuming that Friday night they had a whole crew out there because as Cheryl said, with all the judging things, that was I had an influx of just story feeds of guys, you got to figure out these carpets. So because I personally didn't have an issue with it, and I was on like lane 2, not lane 2, like carpet number 2, which would have been lanes 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have any issue on the pull or the push, but I watched someone on that same lane the day before that had significant issues. So I think they had a whole crew out there after seeing all the tags and the negative publicity on it.
I don't think they need tags to figure out that there's a Houston. We have a problem, though.
Yeah.
Sure seemed to need it because they didn't fix it to begin with.
Well, I think they were working on it. As soon as it started happening, they had to realize, like, we got to fix this, right?
How do you fix it mid-race?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to stop and fix it. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
I think it was a Friday night thing
Yeah, it was
because
overnight,
by
definitely.
Saturday and Sunday it was.
No,
it was
I think some
significantly
things
better.
some things wouldn't change unless everyone said something. This is not one of those cases. Like they're well fucking aware that the shit wasn't working.
But I don't know. I guess I think some people say like the carpet like wrinkled a little bit, but I didn't feel like it gave me any more tension or made it tougher. It didn't make any more like friction to what I had. But it is tough when it's like each carpet. Now it's like you have more variables of each 2 pairs of carpets. I don't know. That's just a thing. You're never gonna. I don't know. You can't figure it out. I think I was talking at dinner about it. I was like, it's hard for them to get it consistent because like there's different factors that change, humidity, all these other things. But at the same time, it's like I just don't know why it can't be pulled tighter or like weighed down. Like maybe like the platform is like a, I don't know, like the starting platform where it says HYROX and center on it. Like, can that be like a wooden weighted platform? But I'm like, but you're pushing 400 something pounds across it. I don't know how much should you have to weigh it down anyway to make it worthwhile or like anchor it in, which you probably can't do at every convention center.
Yeah,
So
I'm not really upset at it. I'm like, guys, it's like you can't. You could test it for hours before the race, and still, there's a difference between that and then 15,000 people going back and forth 4 times. It's like shit's gonna happen. Now at Worlds, it wasn't cool because they broke out new stuff at Worlds. Like that was just stupid. But at this point, if it starts buckling and they fix it, I'm like, all right. Like I'm not like, oh my god, HYROX sucks. The carpet buckled.
Yeah, but if they have to wait the whole day to fix it, then that's like every women's open race was affected by that. Like there are people who paid money to go to the race who didn't get the experience that they were hoping for.
So then let's have a thought experiment. How do we figure this out if it's going to take us at least 20 minutes and maybe closer to an hour and we've got to put through this many people? Like, is it just, hey, make announcements, attention everybody, your race will be an hour late today, and people complain about that? Or like, what would be a solution, Cheryl, if you were in charge?
Look, I don't know if they're just not testing it prior. It would be nice to know that somebody had pushed some sleds across that to make sure that it's working. I don't know what the solution is other than I've got my eye on it, given that I had a little PTSD at Chicago. And if the next races that I've paid for end up being not a good experience because of the sleds, then I'm probably not going to sign up for as many HYROXs, right? I mean, I think it just is what it is. I mean, look, yeah, we have to accept the fact that these 2 stations, especially the push, I think it's just fraught with peril, right? And so, how much am I as a consumer willing to put up with that? So I always ask.
Dave, were you in charge? How would you solve?
So
You're on
there's
the production team.
There's only 2 solutions in my mind. And actually what you were just joking about there, where you're saying, oh, sorry, we got to shut everybody down for an hour. Actually, that is not unrealistic to me because my primary concern from my position is hosting a fair race as possible.
I wasn't joking. I was
So yeah, that would be the one option. Yeah, that would be the one option, is to shut it down until you could make it solid and secure, especially if you've noticed that it was, let's just for argument's sake say it was a build crew issue where they did not install it properly. So then you shut it down and you get everybody going again. And then the other issue is if you cannot do that, then for me, it would be an apology and some kind of, here's a little kickback back, or here's some swag, or here's something to apologize for the people who raced on Friday night. The situation wasn't perfect. And, we want you to get your value.
What did they do for Worlds? They gave us $40 or something stupid.
I got nothing.
Wasn't it $40? Am I making that up?
You're making
I think
that
so.
up.
I never heard anything about that.
I thought
We
it was
got take your t-shirt and get out of here.
I thought it was something small and we wished it was bigger. Yeah, I think, and again, it hasn't. What are you laughing at?
I made a face when you said it was something small and I wished it was bigger. But
listen, Cheryl, it's great that we're having this dialogue because I'm seeing it from the what's the big deal? You can wait, and you were like, hey, my race got fucked. I don't want this to happen to me again. So you've been traumatized by it. So I do. So it's good to see both sides.
Yeah, it's just.
But this is kind of what I'm thinking though. Is like I said, even if you test it. If this is the 4th weekend in a row and this is the 60,000th push on it, it's like when does your carbonator what's the word? What's a thing that goes over another thing so it makes less noise in your car?
Muffler?
What, muffler?
No,
everything.
like a piece of felt you'd put over a part, and if it was missing,
Installation.
we're not leaving till we get the sun.
A muzzle.
I'm not sure you know enough about cars to go on with this.
Anything.
Dave, I know this for a fact because I replaced it. My brother-in-law can fix anything, and he helped me fix my 1978 Toyota Corolla. And
Well, I think I have a other thought on this, kind of while you're.
we are going to figure out this word. Damn it, we're
You
not.
work on the word while Matt says something.
No, we're gonna just. I want Dave will help me get it. It's
Oh, boy.
not
It's a lot of
carburetor.
pressure.
It's not carburetor. It's
No,
it's-
it wouldn't be carburetor.
Brendan, I know is Brendan. Are you
Google
googling it?
Yeah.
It's a C word, and it's a
Catalytic
pun.
converter.
And the point is, at some point, it breaks. Did it break at mile 60,000? Did it break at mile 60,001? So that's the thing with the carpet is like they can test it, they can do everything, and then at some point, it's oops, this thing is not doing what it's supposed to do anymore. So maybe it was laid right, or maybe it was just laid this much off, and that plus this plus that plus that. So
To me, in that situation, it doesn't really matter the why. The why is unimportant, other than to prevent it from happening
right,
again.
and you just have to say, look, you have to stop right now, and we can't start any more lanes. Like these people are going to finish, and you make the announcement. It slowly makes its way around through. It would go around pretty quick anyway.
Yep.
And yes, somebody out of there would be like, well, fuck, I have a sitter to get back to, and now my whole day is fucked. But most would be like, hey, we're not racing till later. Let's go back out of the warm up area. We'll come back in a little bit. Like I do think that's the right answer.
Good.
So what are you going to say,
Car
Matt?
thing?
I was gonna say, I think there's like an unfortunate part of this, and it's just like the way it is. Like this, like as much as we want to standardize this race, like at some point, it's never gonna be fair, perfectly fair. Like you never know that your sled's gonna move the same as the person next to you, right? And like the way I look at like trying to qualify for Worlds, like big goal for me. It's what I want to do, but I also know like it's going to come down to like some luck too. Like I have to have a good day where the sleds are there, where I'm feeling good, where this is working for me. And like, I think you guys have to get yourself to a level of fitness where you're putting yourself in a potential to achieve that enough, right? Like, or be able, like if you're racing 3 times and you say like, okay, I raced 3 great races. Hopefully one of those gets you to that spot, but like you can't, and it sucks because that comes from my perspective of someone who's raced 15 times, 16 times, but like someone who's racing for the first time, this guy, is like that sucks because it's their first race and they're like, well, this didn't go the way it should have, and I think that's where it really sucks. Like you're a first time person who doesn't care about those results. It's actually worse for them in some ways because I think like if you're like a top level athlete, you'll probably get enough opportunities as long as it doesn't, like Cheryl says, keep happening without some sort of resolution.
Or if you have the money to travel around to race,
and that too. Yeah, like you have to.
Yeah, it's this huge financial investment for a lot of people, and so and I, to your point, Matt. I mean, look, I don't think any of us are expecting it to be exactly the same all the way across. Like, even the DECA tanks, right? They all move different. It's always weird, and that sort of thing. And so that's fine. I do think there is a line though where, I mean, within reason, right? And we need to be fit enough to be able to handle whatever kind of comes our way. And then there's a point where it's just working against us. So yeah, so that's why I'm just always a little sensitive. Like I'm always like, look, the carpets are rippling. I want to know what happened. And what I'm hearing is that for the most part this year, the sleds are moving. Like people aren't having giant problems.
Yeah.
And so I am, I'm anxious to try them out in Anaheim. And
Lauren and I pushed a PR sled time. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, then, what am I saying? So Anaheim should bode well for me.
Yeah. See, and for me, the sled push was the only station I was slower on this weekend than in Dallas because it was my first time on the new carpet. And it was like 11 seconds. It wasn't a lot, but I was like, I went through my comparisons on Rock Stops, and it was like, that was the only one that was red. Everything else was green. And I went, what did I do wrong on? Oh, it's the new carpet. I haven't been on that before.
Yeah, a little softer.
But did you win $100?
No, I didn't beat my peak, but I did beat my great.
Yeah.
So
could you explain to the listener what that means?
Sure. So RockStop gives you a Monte Carlo, which is a statistical term for they run it 1,000 times and they give you every possible iteration of variable that you can do. And they give you a peak, a great, a projected, or like what they expect, and then fair and poor. And I went in with the goal of beating my expected, which I think was they had it like 112. And then my great was a 108 and change, and my peak is like 103. And so I did beat the great, which on previous races you got a month of RMR training app for free, but apparently RMR did not do that for this race, which I was a little bummed about because I was like, dang, that would have been cool. But you collect the $100 if you beat your peak. So I have another 3 to 4 minutes to shake.
Is this
that.
does it come from F1? Is that why it's called the Monte Carlo?
No.
And a lot of dad jokes up your sleeves today.
That's not a dad joke. I'm being serious. Why is it called the Monte Carlo?
I honestly I don't know.
Okay, all right. Ask chat.
I know a guy who does. I will find out. But yeah, it's called the
Just
MCMC
ask on
model.
chat. Just ask on chat really quickly. I'm sure there's a good
We
or
use-
whatever
we use it
secret
in work.
government shit you have access to, in your secret bunker there. So anything else about Dallas? By the way, before we move on, because we do have a couple of other topics, and we are at the 1 hour mark. Anything else, Matt or Brendan, about Dallas you'd like to say?
I'll just reiterate: bridge is great. I hope they do the bridge everywhere and don't go to a venue without a bridge. I'm sure they'll have to come back with somewhere is not going to allow it or something for whatever reason. But bridge is really convenient, just for one, obviously for racing, but like so much better for like if you want to go to the warm up area and like you're like I want to go to the bathroom before I come in and out. When you have to wait in that corral in and out, it's like I got to give myself 10 minutes because I might have to get there, find a bathroom, come back in, whatever. Here, it's like, all right, you just run over the stairs, run on back. It's much more free flowing. But I overall thought it was a good venue. It's funny. I judged on Sunday, and I was like on the course. I was like, oh, the course feels a lot wider now, but it's like looks wide. But like during doubles, it was just very, very busy. Which was, I think there was 50 people or so per heat. So I think one of my friends like team 50 or 51. So that's the highest number I think I saw. So a lot of people out
100
there.
people in the start tunnel.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. It was a lot when you're making that turn right next to the start tunnel. You hear the song go off. And you're like, shit. It's like they're going to come out hot. And, but I thought it was a good weekend, good venue. I don't have any like real specific things. I will say on the judging side, I think like they've definitely put a lot of effort into like cleaning up the rules and language and figuring out how to like they're becoming much more professional at it. And like even with the volunteers and so on, I'm sure Brendan, they tell you like they're much more strict about like we don't want anyone with a cell phone out. Like don't take your cell phone out when you're out there, and don't just treating it much more professional. Making sure that if you do need to, it's fine. You understand everyone first, but just don't do it while you're on the course and can be perceived as being on your phone while also judging, right? Like just go to the side, go somewhere, let the head judge know and take your space, whatever. Like just much more structure in that sense. Not that it wasn't there before, just that it's like being enforced a bit more.
As opposed to the obstacle races I've done where there's a mom and son at a water obstacle and they're just like both looking at their phones. I'm like, well, thank God they're going to jump in and save me.
Yeah. So I would say the quality of volunteers I had, I was the row, calling them all judges now, I think, which I think is a good thing too. Everyone's a judge. No one's volunteer. Everyone's a judge or a head judge. So I think that's a good
Judge assistant.
Yeah. It's just a good, just a good empowering moment too. I think it does empower the volunteers to kind of like say more, call out penalties more, things on that sort. But I just think I had better quality of, judges and volunteers than I've had at most other races. So shout out to whoever was out there in Dallas with us. Cause, I didn't see like wall balls. I didn't really see any issues from what I knew. I'm sure there's some video out there of someone not judging correctly, but there always will be. But the overall, I thought it was a good quality, event. And as far as personnel,
hey, if you were this weekend, audience, let us know. By the way, send us a comment on YouTube and or send me a DM. But I'd much like it better if you commented on YouTube how you thought the judges were in Dallas. Brendan, did you look it up by chance? The Monte Carlo.
Yes, so it originated in the 1940s from the Manhattan Project, which was the nuclear weapon research facility, and it was named after Monte Carlo Casino.
So you still haven't connected
Monaco.
the dots for me though.
To just
So
give
yes,
an
it is named after the Monte Carlo Casino in Monaco, excuse me, due to its reliance on random numbers and chance.
Okay, so there we go.
Okay.
Brendan, did we talk about Oppenheimer before?
No, we have not.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. But I will just say my closing things were So I did judge at wall balls, and I will piggyback on Matt that like if we were a wall ball station, and I've volunteered now I think at 4 different events, and I've never seen this happen until now. They did their general spew for everyone that was doing their volunteer shift, and they said if you look at your tag and you have station 8 wall balls, you are going to stay for a second training. And they let everyone else go on the floor, and we had another like 15-minute with
Good.
three white shirts and a black crew member from HYROX, and they went, this is the standard, this is how to use the board, these are all no reps, which I even got one in race brain mode. The ball slipped because I was sweaty, and I bent down to pick it up and just kind of started the movement from the pickup, and they were like, no rep, you have to set the ball. So yeah, they definitely have risen the standard on what, or at least maybe not risen the standard, but clarified the standard specifically for that station in making sure that, you know, you cannot throw it first. You have to squat. You can't squat below here. And they had us, you know, doing the arm test, like put your elbow right at their hip crease. And if their knee isn't lined up with your hand or vice versa, then that's a no rep. And you cannot ask for a box. You have to get 5 or 6 no reps in a row. Because I had a lady, she came right up. She's like, I need a box. I went, I have to no rep you 5 times. And she's like, no, I can't do it. I need the box. And I said, that's fine.
Great.
I need
Show me 5 bad reps.
need you to fail 5 times before I'm allowed to get you a box. And she tried to fight with me on it. And I was like, just go. You're wasting
Don't argue with the judge.
The kid's on those 5 no reps already.
Yeah. And another lady, she's like, it's only 75. That says 100. And I went, that's been changed for like 2 years, girl. Like, where have you been? And she's like, no,
Refresh
it's
your
only
browser, lady.
it's 75 for women. I said,
Is
no,
your
it's
cache
not.
still hung up from a year ago?
But
That's
then
really good to hear, by the way, because
I was impressed. I was mad about it because now I had to be like, they were like, be a gentle a-hole. That's literally how they're like, you want to be supportive and good, but like we are trying to hold this across everyone, and we will provide you a box if you need it, or you can't, but you have to show us that you can.
Right.
As
And
soon
this
as we
was
say, show me 5 bad reps, they suddenly go, oh, well, I'm not going to waste 45 seconds doing that. I might as well just do good ones. And then she's like, ta-da, miracle.
because I was hearing
know
that
how
was
to do
happening
it.
in England a lot, and so that probably eventually made its way around here. That
But
like, hey, don't do that. But yeah, that's gentle a-hole. I think is a great, maybe a different word, so we don't have to say a-hole. But
I don't curse. That's just me. She said the whole thing.
But I don't want to use that word either on the regular. But
gentle but stern, you know.
I just think gentle's the key word there.
Well, I think gentle but firm is the thing, and that's what was missing from DECA, because Yancey for some reason thought that didn't exist. You either were an asshole or you let everybody get away with murder, and he didn't think there was a between. It's like, well, no, like Dave explained it. He's like, oh my God, this is what we always needed. It's like, yeah, that's a basic of judging, but we're glad you got Dave. Yeah. So,
and my final closing thought is that they also in the talk, the spiel at the beginning, they do cover like a lot of possible issues. So, and what I saw specifically watching Matt in his doubles thing, there was a guy next to, or on the other side of him, where he was arguing that his counter wasn't working, the electronic thing, but the lady was already there with the clicker, and he did one wall ball and it didn't change, and he stopped and he was like, it's not working. She's like, I got it. Then he threw one more and stopped, and it was like, it's not working. And she's like, I got it. And so this happened like 3 or 4 times, and he's like, can I switch things? She's like, I am counting with I got you. So if you're in a race scenario where things aren't going perfectly, you can somewhat assume that they've already got that covered, because I mean they knew that station wasn't working, and they had it ready to go.
So I do want to say one thing though about this that I noticed, and I wanted to go back to make sure I saw it right, but I'm going to go ahead and say it because I think I'm 99.5% sure. There was a live feed on the doubles, and Jack Driscoll and his partner, I forget who that was, they threw their 100th wall ball and left. And that's kind of what everyone used to do. And we're having, these are Elite 15 times. So we gotta make sure that we're doing that stuff that we're supposed to do, which is you throw it, you catch it. And I don't know if the rule is you catch it or not, if the rule is just hit the top, but the judge has to say 100. And they were just like, literally, I think it was in the air almost, and they took off. And if I'm wrong, Jack, and your partner, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. And I was like, wait, aren't they supposed to wait? Like almost all the pros do that thing where they wait, because they know they have to.
I've also
I thought
seen
the
people
counter was
do
king now.
101 where it's like, you did 100 and they're like, oh, I'm done, and then just throw another one just in case. Like,
What were you
doing
saying,
31 burpees.
What were
Yeah,
you saying, Dave?
when they filmed it.
I said I thought the counter was king now. When it says 100, you're good to go.
yeah.
Okay, so a wall ball is completed then when the ball hits it.
Yeah.
Technically, when that's the counter does.
No,
it
so
will-
I had on the iPad, if you no rep someone at the bottom of their rep, it doesn't count until the next throw.
Right.
And so,
so
I
that's why
would tell,
you
I would
can't
be
take
like, you
off
need
when
to
you
get
throw it.
lower. Yeah, you need to get lower, and it would green, and then I'd say that's good, and then it would go red, and they would be like, wait, and I said it's one behind. Like you do what you just did, and you will be fine. But I would hit no rep before the ball would hit the target. It would go green, but then on the tablet itself, it says loading, or like it said some sentence that
You'll
said
have
the next
confirm no
one
rep,
will be
yeah.
counted as a no rep. Then
But
they would throw a good rep, and it would be bad.
there's nothing in the rules that states on that last wall ball, if it's good, you can't go when it clicks to 100.
Right, but I'm saying if you didn't go to so now you cannot go to depth on 99.
That's right. That's right.
It will count as 100, and you can
Well,
go.
let's play this out then. Does it matter? Can you do a lunge and not stand up straight, or is that the finish of the lunge?
So no, you have to
finish of the lunge is standing up straight.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So why isn't the finishing of the wall ball catching the ball?
Because you don't have to catch the ball for it to be a good rep.
You start in the standing position with the ball. And
Right.
Technically, it finishes when it taps.
Right.
The target. So like that.
So how about for general safety, we don't just leave? How about we don't let balls hit the ground and roll wherever? I just think you should catch it. I think that should be the rule.
So then every time they don't catch the ball, it's a no rep?
Yeah. No.
Guilty.
No, you have to let it drop sometimes. Yeah.
You can drop it. Dropping it accidentally is different than throwing it and going like this.
No, I'm saying every time I take a break, every 30 wall balls, I am doing that. I am throwing it up, it's hitting the target, and I take a step back and I go.
Yeah, so I do that too. So it's only in the last one. Only in the last one. You have to catch the last one. That's my rule.
I don't think so. I still hits the screen because it says 100. You can take off if you want. You run the risk that if you got a no rep and your judge called it, you're going to get a penalty. But if you're looking to head out and go for it, it says 100. You go.
Well, okay, so
Dave, the rules saying you don't have to.
So Dave, you're saying
if you could write the book, what would you say, Dave?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I would still have it like I'm actually fine the way it is. You know,
So
if
you
they're going
would
to rely on
change
the counters and the counters work in this fashion, and you throw that last wall ball, if you get a no rep, and as you start away, your judge is like no rep, and you run off and don't come back, you're getting a time penalty, right?
Yeah.
If you come back, you've just wasted that time. That's on you. You're taking that risk to try to get every second you want.
So on my 100
on 99, if you according to the counter, it would say 100 even if your 100th one was a bad rep.
Yeah,
because it wouldn't trigger until 101.
So, but you get a 15-second penalty there. So, like, you would get a 15-second penalty per rep. So, if you wanted to leave technically at like 97, you could.
Yeah, but like I said, so I throw my 100th wall ball. I know in my head it's a good rep, right? So I know I've come to depth. I haven't had a depth issue the whole time. I know it's a good rep. It hits. I see 100. I go. Everything's fine, right? So I don't get any penalties. I'm allowed to go at that point. I do not have to wait for the judge to tell me to go because the clock is king, right?
I like
now, if I take that risk, I throw that, and I had a no rep there, that's a risk I took. And then I'll go across that line. You'll say, no, you only did 99 reps. That last one was a no rep, so you get a 15-second penalty.
I agree with you, and I like the idea of catching the last one. It helps that not happen, and it helps balls from rolling around, even though they don't roll that much. I just think I think it just makes it cleaner. If I were in charge of the rule book,
in Chicago, wasn't the rule that your judge had to tell you that you were clear to go?
The Elite 15s have been told.
Right.
Well, we all heard me try to interview Matt and get that answer, and we still don't know because the answer is like, is the counter king? Yes. Does the judge have to let them go? Yes.
Well, I do think that's one where it's like, unfortunately, it's a little different for Elite 15 than it is for us. Like, for us, it's like it hits 100, unless it's like a really bad, like you just caught 99 and didn't squat at all. Like, then maybe they'll stop you and call you back. But like, if you're borderline, they're probably gonna let you go on that last 100th rep. Like, usually the volunteer judge is happy for you. You've just been there for 5 to 10 minutes, whatever it is, and they're probably like, all right, cool. But
Cheryl, you were saying
a little bit of a gray area on that 100th rep is what for the.
You were saying something, Cheryl.
No, and I Dave's kind of answered my question because I'm just putting myself in that 100th rep position where if I didn't squat to depth, right, I need to just check with my judge before I head out. I mean, that's kind of the move.
Yeah, I think we should. I always just say,
am I good is a lot faster.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Yep.
Yeah,
but
again, I get to thank them too. I always say thank you.
Yeah, but let's say here, like Matt, and me, and Brennan, and you, and Matt, we're all racing, and we're all there, and we're fighting that last rep. All the Matts are there. They're all racing. They're on the 100th rep together. Are you going to be the guy that throws it, knows I'm good, and takes the chance to take off? Or are you going to be the guy that waits, catches it, checks with your judge, and goes to second place because of it?
Well, that's what happened to me in Nice.
Aw. See, you're too nice, Cheryl.
It sucked. Yeah.
Too nice in Nice.
Yeah. So
that brings up one more point. I did not like where the stage was oriented with respect to the wall ball area. You had one clean lane, and all the rest you really had to work to get over.
How are they different? It's always the same. Wall
no,
balls.
normally it's centered. This was like it heavily favored one side. To where if you were like, I did my wall balls on, we'll call it lane 3 of 4. I had to make a S turn to get from my lane to the
right. It's like
foyer. To the ramp.
So I've been a roommate. Matt Kemp and I have stayed a lot together, and sometimes he's hanging one side lower than the other, and sometimes it's so I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like how sometimes it's way to the right. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that's how that goes. Cheryl has wanted to talk about something for a few weeks, and this is her opportunity to talk about tickets.
What a transition there.
Yeah, no kidding. Because I definitely don't want to talk about what you were just talking about. So there's that. I actually don't have a lot to say about this. I'm just a little baffled. I registered for Vegas this last week. And, from all the options that we get these days, now they've got these. So there's been the flex ticket that we've been able to get. And I know that Matt, yes. Oh, nice. You're getting so muscular.
Let's go.
Yeah. So I know that you have really benefited from the flex tickets. I know
I have bought, sold more HYROX tickets than anyone. Yes.
Yeah. Like you're like, I'm going to Acapulco, and like you're just all excited. And so, you've been doing that for a while. And so I do think that it has worked for people. For the flex add-on, it's $35 additional to your ticket. But now they have a flex lite, LITE, right? And all that does, so there's no refunds, right? Because if you get the flex add-on, you get 100% refund like 30 days before your race. You get 50% like 7 days before your race, and you get a name change, right? Like up to the event day, or no, 1 day before your race, you can get a name change, right? So that's the way it's been. This Flex Lite, the only thing you get is a name change. That it just allows you to transfer your ticket to somebody else, and that costs $15. But what kind of baffled me was that they still have just a ticket where none of that applies. Where you can just get a ticket where you're just, if something bad happens to you, then too bad, right? Like you've lost all your money and we don't care. And I find it sort of odd, and I find it, I'm not really sure why they don't just look when they charged us $30 extra for Phoenix. Did we even know it? Like we didn't care, right? We were just like, this is the price. This is what we're going to pay. I don't know why they just don't make it just across the board. Here's your opportunity to do what you want with the ticket you purchased.
Well, I have a question too, though. Is you don't have to personalize right away, right? Which I think this personalization thing confuses.
It's an odd step.
Yeah, like it's a weird extra step that I think they did it to like try to avoid like creating a scalping culture of like you can sell your ticket how many times you want. But which like I kind of agree with. I don't want this to become a thing where like the demand's so high, people are just buying and selling tickets on like other markets. But I'm curious on so like if this flex, if you're locked in for just that one, like I get that if they didn't, if it works for events where like it didn't sell out, right? But that's not really happening anymore, right? Like that was still like if you were newer and things weren't selling out, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go tomorrow, and now I can sign up and just buy this, whatever. But since we're buying these 3-4 months in advance, I feel like you have to buy one of those options. So it feels like a kind of a nickel and dime scenario.
I will once again defend big HYROX and say, let's look at a marathon. Let's look at a triathlon. Let's look at a 5K. Where is there ever a, by the way, here's a way to get out of jail for not free, but an additional 35 versus just you got sick, go fuck yourself.
Well, most races allow a deferral though. Most of those races.
Most?
Like, yeah. New York City Marathon, like I know friends who deferred till the week before and they just push it to next year. And like you have to wait a year, like you get that same event next year. Like because there's no other
bad example because there's only one of those. But how about Ironmans? Can you do it at Ironman?
I think you can defer, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm
Ironman audience, let me know.
Because my buddy, his wife is in the military and they got moved to Spain and he was going to go to Ironman and I believe he just moved it to the Spanish Ironman. Like he just got to change his ticket. Like, oh, I don't want to do this Ironman. I want to do this one instead.
Yeah, I know people have done that as well.
So what if? So again, I try to think of it from like the back end. Like we all used to complain. Like the earliest thing we ever thought of was like flights. Like, well, you only pushed a button. Why is this costing me whatever it's costing me? Right. So I do think there is an amount of time that someone spends to move. So what do you think, Cheryl? Should it be within a year, free deferral if you don't buy any of the options?
I don't either.
I'm just curious, but no, ask Cheryl. Like, what do you think? Like, so buy a $35 bonus now, no matter what, do whatever you want. But if you don't, cancel, there's no refund, but within a year, you can defer to another city.
I just want it to be simpler. I feel like, you know how, Matt, you and I will sometimes talk about, you'll ask me, are you doing, do you know what the Spartan 300 program is or whatever? I'm like, I have no idea. I get 7,000 emails from Spartan and it's some new ridiculous, like I have no idea what they're doing this month. That's some new great thing, right? And it's starting to feel like that. It's starting to like, why giving me the options? Just sell me a ticket and tell me what I can do with it. That's what I want. Stop giving me like all the choices. I'm already having a hard time trying to figure out how to personalize my ticket when it won't take my US phone number 14 times. I have to redo it. Like just make it simple.
Okay. So I'm not a boomer zoomer in that situation. You just select United States and it's like you didn't select the country and then you select United States again. And then you do the same thing with your phone number.
And I put it in the phone and it's just like, yeah. And it's like, nope, that didn't work. Like put it in right? Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but can you make it simple? And if it means that my ticket's $30 more every time, look, I'm spending a boatload of money on these races anyway. I'm buying a stupid new outfit every single time. Like you name it, I'm doing it. And so go ahead and just make it simple for me and just tell me what my options are and give me the option to, like transfer my name once or sell the ticket back at 30 days before. That's fine. But I just don't understand why they're adding like, level 2, level 3, like just give me.
I feel like there should be like, they're kind of making it, like a plane ticket where it's like there's really economy, then there's basic economy, and then there's premium economy, right? Like, and there's just too many options where like the Flex add-on when it was just one thing of like, hey, now you can kind of do this with it, fine. But now having two options, that does make it confusing.
Yeah.
I agree. I think, because I do think it's hard, like guys, even the example of New York City Marathon, like, it is difficult to say like, oh, I don't think I agree with Davis on saying like, oh, it could be a deferral anything in the year, because then people will buy tickets and say, knowing they're not going to go to this race, but then be like, oh, I want to go to this one, so I bought my ticket now to defer it, right? So it has to be like, I bought New York, it can only be deferred to New York, right? Like something along those lines, right? And
well, and PS by the way, each country is still different. I still log in different for the UK. Mexico and Germany.
The Mexico Cancun one, people were like, I can't find it.
Germany and the United States.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking for some more simplicity.
I
didn't know if I was being.
But it also feels like so many companies go through this, right? So like basically every channel merger that we've gone through in the last year, they change it to plus and they go, actually, we're just going to call it, we called it before because that's what people want. Like, why did we think, or we changed it? We gave you 3 options. We realized there's really only 2. I think, yeah, the fucking airlines, for fuck's sake. I mean, and
How many
I hate to
groups
brag,
did
but I
we eat
travel.
yesterday?
I
Like,
hate,
how many
listen,
groups do we need for 200 people?
Eight-
Like 8 groups?
I travel internationally, and so the names are even different when you travel internationally.
Yeah.
And when you travel on a Delta flight, whose partners are KLM and Virgin, and those are both different classes with different names. Okay. And then if I want to upgrade, they're like, nope, go to the KLM site. And then I go to the KLM site. It's like, actually, go back to the Delta site. And I literally have to call like a 70-year-old man and go, I don't know how to fix my ticket.
Yeah, don't make us feel dumb. It just makes it worse.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying. I don't want to be made to feel dumb.
Yeah, and I just want it to be simple. Look, quit nickel and diming me to death. Just tell me what the price is and I'll pay it, right?
I
Like,
I
give me
want
the
it to be
top
a la
end.
carte. You know, it's a la carte.
Yeah.
I want to switch my ticket. I want to sell my ticket to Matt Kemp. Great. It's $35 admin fee.
Yes.
Okay. I want a refund on my ticket. Great. Okay. You're this close to the race. You get this much back. Oh, you're a month out. Okay. You can get 80% back. You're
So
7
nothing
days
ahead
out,
of time.
get
It's
50%
all
back.
a la carte after the race.
A la carte after. None of this
But
fucking
I did kind of forget that is
it's an
another
insurance
piece,
scam.
because there are a finite amount, because they do sell out, unlike a Spartan or a lot of marathons. Like they do, like, well, we actually, that would be a way to game the system, and maybe that's why they're trying to avoid it. It's like, oh, people are gonna stock up, like you said, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll buy like 20 Vancouver tickets, and that way I can go to the other races.
Ah,
or worse, you buy 20 Vancouver tickets and you sell them for all the people who really want to do Vancouver, and because you stuff the market, which is what I don't want to see happen.
Except
That's where
I don't
I
want
think
to.
they're doing a good job avoiding that. Like, you don't, like, they kind of like hybrid tickets or whatever with rock sticks, like they're not really relevant anymore, I don't think. Which, stinks for them. They were never had a mission to be like that relevant. They kind of, HYROX kind of fixed it, but yeah,
Well,
I still think it's just like, I wish it wasn't silly. Wish it was just simpler, like you said.
yep. That's all. I just didn't know if I was crazy. I just think it should be simpler. That's all.
Hey, speaking of Vancouver, we don't think it'll be that busy, so might be a good time to go podium snagging if you're looking for that
Ah,
qual
yeah.
spot.
Just another 6-hour flight, sure.
Just saying. So that was all you had, Cheryl, on that?
That's all. That's all.
Okay.
I think Dave's got the right idea. I think that would be good, but I think, Matt, you've got a point about, keeping control over things. So come on, guys, just stop giving us more choices. That's all. In this case.
So we ended last week's episode learning about the new Deca cities, and then since then they've added even more Deca cities.
Even more.
I listened back to our episode, and when Dave said, "What is the city of brotherly love?" I laughed even harder the second time. So Dave, your timing was impeccable.
Golden.
I just want to give you props for that. Thank you for making my day.
Yeah.
And then with Carolina, they went with the research triangle, which nobody's even fucking heard of, unless you happen to kind of live in the Carolinas or the South. So I kind of have heard of it before, because there's a bunch of universities and research that goes there. So it's like, we're coming back to the triangle. It's like, do you mean the Deca triangle, like the pie thing? Like, no, the research triangle. So
I would've got that
I
one
thought we
wrong.
were in the hex period now.
I still don't know what that is. That's another thing. I get the email about a hex. I don't know what that is.
what the
I
heck?
think like just a bunch of metals that stick it together. Isn't that the
Yeah,
deal?
right.
No, it's still a trifecta. They just changed the shape of the piece.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
It used to be a third of a wedge. Now it's a whole hexagon with a third of the painting on it.
okay.
Like you
But
still can't.
But you can also attach Tough Mudder or Spartan Trail or Deca to make a mix and match Avengers thing. Like, that's what they're going for, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I do think, like, once in a while Spartan has some good ideas, and I think somebody said, like, hey, like, the trifecta is a great thing, but how can we get that Disney money, right? Where Disney makes a new fucking thing every time, and it's 7 different metals, and people get it. So I think that's kind of what they were going for, but it goes back to the problem that I often speak about with Spartan, which is they treat all their customers the same. They treat the Deca and the Tough Mudder, they treat them like they're the same people, and they're not. They want different things. So that's why it doesn't really necessarily work that way. But I did want to talk about, so what was your question on the multi-new Deca series? More cities than we've ever seen, bigger cities than we've ever seen. What was your question on that, Cheryl?
Well, I don't have a question. Let me just read
You
you.
wrote something in the notes, damn it.
Did I write something in the notes?
Yeah,
I am not
hostile work environment.
Yeah, I know. He's terrible. So look, let me just read you these cities. I sat in church yesterday and did this. I did all the whole schedule, right? So March 21st next year is the first DecaFit Anaheim. Okay.
Let's go. SoCal,
Right.
baby.
Where Cheryl and I, we're going to win our age division for relay.
It's going to be amazing.
All right,
So,
maybe I'll have to go. Maybe me, Brendan, and Matt will go. You guys are going to brag like that.
I'm there. Yeah.
Oh, Brendan. That's where I met Brendan. Yeah. So yeah, Brendan's a fixture there. I know. He was so great.
Brendan and I did an amazing shakeout around something. Where did we go? A lot of concrete.
Like downtown Disney.
Yeah. Downtown Disney.
Yeah.
So suck it, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we love downtown Disney. Okay.
What are you taking, Jackson?
Oh, Lord.
March 21st is Anaheim. And then April 25th is NorCal, right? So like a month later, right?
So we're all going to hang out in SoCal for a month, and we're going to get in the van, and we're going to head
go up to NorCal, and then say goodbye to the entire West Coast for the rest of the year. No, poor Seattle, poor Portland, they get nothing.
Poor Vancouver.
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is, because look, by May 9th, so a couple weeks later, they're in Austin. So they're heading east, right? Then May 30th, they're going up to Denver. And then a month later, June 26th, they're all the way over in Boston. And then July 10th, they're Chicago. August 7th is Philadelphia. August 22nd is Raleigh. I'm assuming that is the Research Triangle.
You got that right,
North
sister.
Carolina.
Okay. And then September 11th is Fort Lauderdale. And then all the way up to New York on September 25th. And then November 20th is DC. All over the East Coast.
Pick one airline and start collecting those miles, Dave.
Hopping all over the place, right? Every single one of them has an Ultra attached to it. So they're going to have an Ultra in every single one. But number one, I'm just kind of surprised they didn't add at least one West Coast city, right? Phoenix, even like Vegas, they could have popped over like on their way to Austin, picked up something. Reno,
Salt Lake City.
I don't know. Salt Lake City, yeah, like anything, right? And they did none of those. Okay, so that kind of surprised me. And the other thing that surprises me is that they've got now a calendar that goes all the way to November 20th, and I don't really know how that fits in with the qualifying system.
That's what the first question on the post with New York being like, I think AJ Golick posted. He goes, "So does New York count towards qualifying?" And they
September 25th.
Yeah, because usually the cutoff's like September 15th or so. Or
like by mid-September they're starting to send the emails and it's over.
So I would, and I actually don't know, but I would lay a large bet that DC is 2027 season.
Okay.
New York, I honestly don't know, but I bet you I can find out for next week.
Good. So do you think that they will continue then just with Worlds in December like they've been doing?
I think so, yes. But let me throw this out there. And actually, again, I don't know shit, but what if Worlds is on the West Coast, Cheryl?
Well, I would like to know that.
I don't.
Yeah. That would help the Australia.
Maybe that's a possibility.
My bigger question is, Dave, and I know you don't, I have to say, I'm required by law to say Dave does not, in fact, work for Spartan/DECA. He is a contractor for Spartan/DECA.
I'm a judging whore.
That Denver city that doesn't get well attended and that none of the elites want to go to because it's at elevation. Why don't we dump that one? Like why?
I don't know. And I did notice that's I think that's the only one that's a 1-day event.
Right. Yeah. Right. So they already know that they're gonna. It's their worst attended race.
Now I wonder. Maybe it's a previous obligation. You know, like maybe they had
a 5-year contract.
What's that?
Like a 5-year contract with the venue.
Even if it was,
I don't know.
I think Spartan would happily break. I don't think they would.
I don't know. All I know is if it's in Denver, I can't get stuck in Denver on a layover. So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Because that's what usually happens to me in Denver.
This year, Denver was a roadshow event. Is that what's going to be again? It's like it's not even like
it's
its own thing. Yeah,
it's a full event this time. I think it's not a roadshow.
Well, it was at that Cirrus gym, I think, a couple times, and that's why it was a roadshow.
I'm at Turf.
What's that?
It was on turf, right? One year it was on turf.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So bonkers.
Mile high on turf.
Well,
Yeah.
Slower event.
Pushing a tank on turf.
My other question for this is like, are they going to return these like weekends? If they start doing like 2-day weekends, they have the ultra. Is like they're like, are they going to?
A lot of 3 days.
Oh yeah, they are. So are they going to do like fit or strong? You know, like
No.
are they going to like? I don't know why they
Spanish
wouldn't.
model.
I guess
The
like
Spanish model, they do all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure is a smart idea.
See, yeah, and I'm not sure if they don't want to do it because they think that'll like betray their local gyms. But
I
like,
believe that's the exact logic. Yeah.
but I don't know. I just feel it feels weird. 'Cause, like you could still do it at your gym to then make this like the grand finale to compete against the other gyms. Like
There are
kind of-
51 other weeks in the year for you to do it at the gym
Yeah.
Yeah.
in that town.
Yeah. So I feel like
Oh, I'm
it'd
just
be
saying.
more-
I believe that is the logic. And
No, I
believe
know that's the logic,
been the
but
logic
it's
a long time.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's real dumb.
just checking. Just had a question, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
At least the strong. At least, even if you don't want to fuck with changing the whole course, just fine.
Yeah.
Let's reset it up for a strong, and off you go.
Or yeah, you just do a strong and you don't even just go to the stations. Like it is, yeah. Like even if it's a little bit
Yeah.
longer than a traditional strong, it's like
oh yeah, your time would suck.
yeah, but, like
Like, it would be brutal.
But an
Like when you
opportunity for people to sample the
Yep.
the wares. And again, especially if they're doing these 3-day events, instead of going all in on ultra, which is never going to get past, how many people do it?
Oh, it's a handful. It's not a
Yeah,
lot.
it's just a handful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might do it so I can qualify for worlds if it's eventually going to be a world spot, right? Is there a world
Yeah.
spot for it yet?
No.
I don't think anything official, but I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen.
And Dave, are you allowed to say, or do you know if Atlas is ever going to be a thing? Because remember, that was the thing too. It was going to be a thing.
Atlas. I think Atlas will be a thing, but it'll be a standalone thing.
It'll never be in the world champs.
I can't say never, but I mean, realistically, to set up for it, it would have to be in a completely different area. So you need a larger venue, and it just doesn't flow kind of the way the other ones do. So, and then again, Worlds is so bloody full already for timeline. And then let's just say you want an ultra there, and then maybe you want the 4-person relay there. Like how do you get all of that time fitted? So I think Atlas will eventually have a championship, but I think championship.
If anybody from Spartan/DECA is listening, just pick one city, Raleigh. I'll take Raleigh, and you let it be all 3 events in a weekend, and I guarantee you I will triple your cover, or at least double your attendance. People are like, "Oh, cool! I can do a bunch. Awesome! I'm gonna go."
Well,
Anyway, I want them to have an Atlas championship too.
Pick trifecta weekends because they want to go do a trifecta weekend. Like I did all 3.
Right, and that's what they eventually figured out in year like 10 of Spartan. Like, oh, we do 8 trifectas a weekend a year. Let's do 20 trifecta weekends.
Yeah, I said they've exponentially increased that since
Yes.
COVID, especially. But I think America had like 3 of them. It was Tahoe,
Hawaii, and killing.
Yeah, Hawaii was like the big one.
Yeah.
So and
But
now
then
they're everywhere.
And it makes sense, especially for like for DECA, which is much easier to do that trifecta than a Spartan. Like Spartan trifecta is 6 hours of work. Like if you're an elite, maybe 5 or 5, whatever it is. But like DECA, like you can be someone. I can go do it this weekend if I needed to, right? I can go do.
You could do the quad factor.
Yeah, like
You could do the ultra, the fit, the mile, and the strong.
It's really,
all in
it's
one.
it's
that would be
really
fun.
a broken system. But hey, sometimes they can't get out of their own way. Old Spartan.
Well, it'll
I'm
be
happy they're doing
interesting.
more races. I'm happy they're growing in America. I'm happy they're expanding.
It is an incredibly ambitious schedule. And I'm hoping that the fact that they're going to these big cities is going to bring them the numbers. That's what I'm hoping. I want this to work. Like I really want this to work for them. So we'll see.
And back to the Atlas thing, I want there to be a championship for that because I want to win it.
Dave would be the frickin' champion of the Atlas, and I would be
age group, of course. Let's be realistic. Age group, of course.
Yeah, but boy, look, Atlas would be a show. It just like Strong is a show. Like it's so fun to get everybody in the room and do that. It would be really cool to see.
You can try the one that Yancey won't let people know about. I kind of made my own thing, Atlas X, and pretty much just take all the weights and times them by 50%.
just carnage on the floor.
Yeah, just 1.5 times the weight.
Yeah,
I mean, like the sandbag at the end is 150 pounds.
Nice.
Brendan's
It's
not
like
that.
throwing
Yeah, I was like,
Brendan in a bit
I'll just
more.
roll
It's
up
like,
in a ball. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Exactly.
just gonna take Brendan, just throw him up and toss him down every 10 meters.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Well, Dave,
Bubble
you
wrap.
have tomorrow evening, right? A Q&A.
Yes. Yeah,
I think
actually.
that's really important to put out there.
Okay. So Matt, yeah, this will be up before tomorrow night, right, Matt?
I will put it up on YouTube right away.
Okay. So tomorrow night we are doing a Q&A, like a Google Meet. I'm doing it live from my local gym, Farm Girl, local deck affiliate. And I will basically be running through how worlds will be officiated, how to officiate each zone, every bit of rules, all that stuff. And it's also a live Q&A. So if you want to jump on, it's open to anybody and you have any questions, I will answer any and all.
Will you have a
regarding
moderator,
that stuff.
or do you think the Reddit trolls might get on there and
I don't give a crap.
ask mean questions?
Well, he
I'm not in
doesn't
charge
have
of
to
hosting the meeting. I'm just the star.
All right. Well, I'll share my stories as well.
Talent.
Tomorrow at what time?
8:00 Eastern.
Okay. What is that in Canadian?
8:00 Eastern.
Okay, just making sure it's the same.
It's metric time.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Well,
Dave, I have one more question for Dave.
okay, go ahead.
Dave, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you for Grayson and Katie's wedding this weekend?
Awesome. I love Grace and Katie.
Is it 11? It's 11, isn't it?
Yeah,
Aren't
they're
we so
sweet.
happy
They're
for
super
them?
cute.
I talked
Yeah.
to Matt about it earlier today, and I thought he had a big heart, but he's just, I think, dead inside or something. I don't know. And I know, we don't have a chance to talk about a lot. We could talk about a lot of good news on this show, but I thought Grayson's he's been a guest here, and I just think they're wonderful humans.
They're
So
two of the nicest people.
they are.
I just saw them in Chicago. It was great to see them. I let them interview each other and other guests on the Chicago show.
I sent
Okay.
Grayson a congratulations on your awesome HYROX time message, and then I went, oh yeah, and the marriage thing. Yeah, that's cool too.
That too.
That
Yeah. So no, we're very happy for them. So anyway, I just had to bring that up.
Muzzle tough to them. Well, listen, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for all of you.
I'm thankful for some of you. I love the fall, man. It's fall here most times. It's not too hot, and I just fucking love the fall, dude. My yard is covered with leaves. My neighbor's yard was covered with leaves for about an hour, but he's a bit of a lunatic and rakes them incessantly. So now
I love your neighbor stories.
pristine.
If they ever listen to the show,
Well, it's only one guy, and he does not listen. And yeah, he's a lot. And yeah, he rakes. There's 5, you'll see 5 or 6 or 10 bags in the front of a person's yard, and that happens once a year. No, that'll be 7 more times this year. Every other week, he's gonna make sure that no leaves touch the ground. Which, by the way, not as good for the environment. You want some of that, right? We want some of the leaves to do what nature does, don't we, Brendan?
It's insulation and it's mulch. Yeah.
I knew you would know. That's why you have
Make him a judge.
That's why you have a high-powered job in a secret bunker in SoCal. What city are you in, by the way?
I'm in Murrieta.
Oh, I was like,
Murrieta, not Marietta.
Oh, dude, you should have said I can't tell you.
yeah.
Well, I mean, no, where I work. I mean, I work.
How many
Kemp
minutes from the Anaheim Convention Center on Catella Avenue are you?
Without traffic? Or
Yes.
Without traffic, I could get there in an hour. But
Okay.
realistically, it will take me 75 minutes or so.
But you don't even need a full charge, right?
No, absolutely. I could get there. I went there and back and spent time in downtown Disney on the battery. And I'm pretty sure I left without it at 100.
How low do you get at home? What's the lowest you get it to?
Well, my gym has a free charger. So if I'm working out, it's charging. And I think right now it's at 27% because my mom picked me up from the airport last night. But by the end of my HIIT class tonight, it will be at like 35. And by the gym tomorrow morning, it'll be at 45. So.
Yeah, I had a feeling you would never let it go down. I'm a little bit more on the edge. It's not
I've gotten it to 3 miles, not 3%. I've got it to where it said I had 3 miles remaining. And I was just like trying to get to the charger. But yeah, on a typical day-to-day, it 20% is about as low as it gets.
It doesn't feel like a phone. When you're at 10, you freak out because it can go from 10 to 3 pretty quick, and then once you hit 3, your phone could go off. I get it down to like 10 or 12. My wife is like, the car's at 18%. She loses her mind, so she doesn't.
So the red, not the yellow, but the red.
Doesn't fuck with it at all. I was going to say something else about Thanksgiving, and I don't remember what it was. Other than I am grateful for most of the people on this call.
Anyone turkey trying?
What's that?
Anyone turkey trying?
Oh, dude, I'm doing a half on Thanksgiving.
I would say that's usually your thing. That's why I was. That's what.
Thank you for asking. I knew that's what I was going to talk about.
Who else?
Who else? I'll go last. Who else is turkey trotting? All right. What distance you doing, Cheryl?
I am doing the Salt Lake City Cold Turkey 6K. They start at the state capitol building and they run up this canyon, and then it's like an out, and then you go down the canyon. So it's kind of a turn and burn.
You have one of your children or 26 grandchildren that live there, right?
One of my children lives up there, the ballroom dancer.
Okay.
So I'm hanging out with the ballroom dancer this
the one who's conquering Scotland.
Correct. She just got back and she connected with the HYROX folks over in Glasgow. And when she moves back over there in February, she's going to start training with
Let's
them.
go.
I know, right? I think here's what she said. She said, Mom, we should do a race together and we could get matching outfits. Is that the most adorable thing you've ever heard? Like, she has no idea.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing ever.
It's so cute.
Brendan, what are you racing?
I have a 5K at 7:30 and then a HYROX at 8:45.
Get out of here.
Ooh.
It's a good day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna practice my compromise pushes. So I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna try and go 19 minutes on the 5K. And it's a saddle. It's an out and back, and it drops and then it comes up. Then we turn around, it drops, it comes up again. So it's a little bit of elevation change.
Is this 5:30 a.m.?
No, sorry,
7:30.
7:30 a.m. and then a HYROX at 8:45 a.m.
Okay, who's putting on the HYROX?
My affiliate gym.
Which is what?
Like right there at the 5K.
It's
that's
the same
a quick
gym. I mean,
turnaround.
no one else is doing both except crazy me.
You got to take that 11 seconds off your sled time.
Yeah. Well, and so what's funny is I bought new shoes that I raced in, and I think it was Dustin Needham was there. Matt wasn't there quite yet. But I brought both pairs of racing shoes because I know ones are really good on the carpet and the other ones I hadn't worn yet. And so I took both pairs, but my gym is actual like AstroTurf, and they're terrible on that. Like, it's so slippery. So I can't actually run the HYROX in my race shoes because I'll be running in place on the sleds. So I have to wear a different pair of shoes. But yeah, so Powerhouse Gym, they're just a little local place here. They have 3.
So I was trying to give you a chance to shout them out. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, no, and they have been great. Alex is the HYROX coach there. I'm pretty much the only one that's not a soccer mom in the group, and I love it. They're all super sweet. Their goal is just to finish Anaheim as doubles with their husbands who are not training at all.
Love it.
They are like, you need to come smash all of them. Like, just show them what they are missing. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so there's like 16 of us going to Anaheim, and I am the only male that I'm aware of.
Yeah, so we're doing. There's a Thanksgiving half here. There is a 5K option. We're doing a half.
Good for you.
Clayton and I race a lot together, run a lot together. He's not doing well, so we're not racing. We're just hanging out. He hasn't been feeling well, but he says maybe at mile 10 we'll say, hey, let's sprint. Let's see who can beat the other person. But it's going to be a lot of like just easy miles. Hopefully, a good time. And with that, we'll say that's it. Go watch the Q&A, everybody.
Yep.
Yes.